Alright, this is the Scuttlist virus for the virus breeder. You actually have to fight 3 sets of these guys. So this one will actually have 6 possibilities when you use the chip. You'll see why in over the next 10 or like 9 minutes. So this is secret area number 1. To get in here, I believe you need to have 100 chips in your library, the standard chips, and you need to have beaten alpha once. So these guys have an aura. I don't believe it comes back, and they're also pretty strong. The red ones will shoot fire towers, the yellow ones will summon lightning, and the blue ones summon ice cubes. Now obviously the problem here is that you will always be weak to one of these guys. So take out the one that you are weak to as fast as you can. These 3 are actually kind of the biggest pain because they have the aura around them. You have the fire towers, the ice cubes flying at you, and the lightning coming down on you. So you have a lot going on. Although once you get rid of the aura, they're not that bad, and you can kind of trap them by doing stuff like that because they'll only move up and down. It will never move side to side. So yeah, that's the first set down. Now you have to go get the second set, which is actually in secret area 2. To get to secret area 2, you have to beat Darkman. He's actually the next video, so if you can't get past him, or you can't open the door, or you're having trouble with him, just check out the next video. I forget what the requirement to get through that door was. I was just able to go through it at this point. And they're actually they're at the very end of this walkway. The secret area is significantly more challenging than pretty much the rest of the game, or everything that came before it at least. Also, the panels that those guys are on, they take half damage. They're called holy panels. They're pretty effective at being used. They're useful to someone. Yeah, that's the problem with these guys. You kind of get trapped in a hole and you can't really do anything. So yeah, at this point I'm just kind of trying to get my health back for the next fight, because the Scuttlist that I'm going to fight in a couple of minutes here are actually pretty strong. They're stronger than the other ones that I kind of just fought, and you'll see why. There's actually 2 of them this time. There's less of them and they are stronger. What they are is a wood style Scuttlist and a neutral Scuttlist, which is actually quite strong. Alright, so yeah, they're just at the end of the walkway here. And yeah, my suggestion is go after the wood Scuttlist first. His aura is smaller. And yeah, the white one or neutral will just shoot a giant laser beam at you, which is actually pretty awesome. Yeah, I just abused that folder reset chip. I had no reason to actually use that. The thing is, that Scuttlist has an aura of 200, which is probably the biggest problem. It's not his attack. His attack isn't actually that bad. It's actually very easy to dodge, especially when there's no one, when he's the only enemy on screen. But it's destroying that aura is the difficult part. Just because you need to do that one attack of 200 damage. And at least if you block his path, he won't like walk through the bomb and just destroy it and it'll do nothing. I hope this works. Cool, that actually worked. Alright, so now after you give those guys 100 bug frags, you can go after the Omega versions. So that'll actually be 6 Scuttlist viruses that you can summon from the chip after this. So that's actually kind of cool, just because there's more of them. So you have to go through the World 3 base, and it's in the computer that's just behind the wall there. I believe there's a merchant in here as well. No, actually I don't think that whatsoever. Never mind, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. Now I'm pretty sure these guys are just powered up versions of the white Scuttlist. Yes. Yeah, they just have double the health. So it's the exact same strategy as before. It's just an aura of 200 now, which is kind of the tricky part. I think this is something where folder reset kind of comes into play. If you're playing white version and you don't have the folder reset chip, it's not the end of the world, don't worry about that. You just have to think more about what chips you have in your folder. So I would recommend the Program Advanced, just like Life Sword or something, just the very basic one. Sword, wide sword, long sword, all of the same chip code. So yeah, I took down the aura of one of them, and he's not going to be too difficult to kill, just because they're actually getting in each other's way at this point. And if you use the Proto Man chip and there's 2 enemies adjacent to each other, vertically adjacent, you'll actually do double damage because they have to take both hits, which will obviously cause chip damage times 2. Fortunately, that wouldn't break the aura because it was 2 separate hits. To break the aura, it has to be a single hit. Now, I will actually be using that aura later in the game. It is actually incredibly useful. Basically, you could destroy any normal virus just by standing still because they can't harm you. I'm pretty sure I will just use folder reset in a minute just for fun, basically. Or I think I'm trying not to use it actually. At least I hope that's the case. I mean, there's not exactly much I can do at this point. I think I only had like the one chip that does over 200 damage, and I used it on the other guy. I'm pretty sure Step Cross doesn't work because it counts as 2 hits. Oh, sweet, it actually worked. I think I might have actually gotten rid of a Step Cross chip earlier in this fight. If I hadn't done that, this would have lasted probably half the time, but you know what, whatever. So yeah. In a minute here, I'm going to have all of the possible viruses for the virus breeder, and I don't know, like about 10 battle chips, which you'll need for later in the game. So, see you all in the next video.